welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a puzzle we've had recommended to us to the nines called EnTropic Islands by Paletron or Paletron. I think I have done a Paletron puzzle before, and I probably didn't know how to say their name correctly then either. Anyway, this has an absolutely bizarre rule set, a 100% approval rating on Logic Masters Germany, and basically it seems everyone who comes into contact with this loves it. So we're going to have a go at it in a moment or two's time, and I will read you the rules. But where should we start today with the other business? I was browsing Twitter earlier, which is something, you know, it's dangerous to do. It's dangerous to do, but I did come across something that made me laugh. And in the interest of spreading some joy, I thought I would share it with you. It was this picture of a cat, and this picture of the square root of cat. And I just thought this was hilarious. And I mean, I'm sure most of you are instantly getting it, but look at there's a cat on the back of the other cat. It's mind-blowing. And then that made me laugh because it reminded me of one of my very favourite pictures from back in the early days of the internet. I can't remember what this guy's name is, but the way that whenever I still laugh now when I see it, I mean, it's just so meta, and imagine looking up from your game and seeing that. I think that guy became quite famous back in the day. He certainly deserved to. But anyway, I hope that gives you pause for a smile yourselves today. What else have I got to tell you about? We've got Line Sudoku, our brand new app. It's out on all platforms. Cracking the Cryptic's Greatest Hits Volume 2, our book. If you do want that, it's really late in the day to get your order in if you want the book before Christmas, but there might still be time. I'll try and put a link on the screen. And we've got Trick or Treat, our Sudoku hunt from the Skunkworks. The response to this has been mind-blowing. We are getting so many entries, so many of you doing this hunt for the first time. Very well done if this is your first hunt and you have got through it. And even if you have got through it, just a quick reminder, there are hidden puzzles in that pack, some of which are quite hard. So if you want to find some brain-stretching 6x6s, they are available. You just might have to hunt for them. And if you don't know where to find them, go over to the Discord server where there is a Patreon-only chat channel, and you might find some hints and tips there. Other than that, we've got some birthdays to do today. I'm going to start with Ella. Ella, you've become a teenager today, turning 13. And I know this because your mum Amy wrote to us and told us that you watched the videos together, which I just love the thought of little pockets, either families or pockets of families, watching Cracking the Cryptic together and playing the puzzles as a unit. That's absolutely fantastic. So Ella, happy birthday. I hope you have lots of cake, of course. Then Graham, you've turned 21 today. And I know this because your girlfriend Becca wrote to us. I think you're over in Canada studying in Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken. And we had a few facts from Becca about Graham. Graham loves cats, but is allergic to them. Good at cooking and DIY, sounds like a keeper. And is an amazing trumpet player. And yeah, and I have to wish you good luck for your ambition, or your audition, I should say. And your ambition, I guess, to play with the Canadian military band. And I think your audition is next weekend, so good luck with that, Graham, and I hope you have a brilliant birthday today. Next to Lee, over there in Princeton, New Jersey, from your girlfriend Jo. Apparently, Lee, you watch hours and hours of Cracking the Cryptic. Good man, that's what I say. Hope you get some cake today. And then Megan, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your husband Nick wrote to us. And Megan also watches every day, therefore very deserving of cake. And finally to Seamus. This is from your wife Louise and son Fionn. Apparently Seamus watches after his days working in the hospital over there in Limerick, and enjoys winding down to a Cracking the Cryptic video. So Seamus, fantastic to hear that, and happy birthday, my friend. Now, that's all the news. Let's get on with EnTropic Islands, and let's see what Paletron has got in store for us. The rules are very simple and as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Low digits 1, 2, 3, middle digits 4, 5, 6, and high digits 7, 8, and 9 are defined as three different entropy groups. Orthogonally connected cells of the same entropy are EnTropic Islands. So imagine... Actually, I've just realised I was about to do an example that couldn't possibly work there, because there are only 3 of each entropy in any one 3 by 3, but I was about to shade in those cells and say, imagine they were all 7, 8 and 9. No, that wouldn't work. Anyway, those entropy islands, hopefully that's clear. That's groups of the same entropy gathered together. So, I mean, I don't know if that's possible. They probably could be from 4, 5, 6, those cells, maybe. So maybe this... yeah, because a digit in a circle indicates the size of the island. Oh, my phone is buzzing at me. So if this was a 4, then, and none of these cells were 4, 5, or 6, that would, I think, be an entropy island of size 4, because it talks about orthogonally connected cells of the same entropy being an entropy island. So orthogonally connected means sharing an edge. So obviously those 4 cells can be connected along long edges to each other. Imagine that one was 4, 5 and 6 as well. That would not count towards the count of this entropy island, because this cell is not orthogonally connected to this group of cells. It only connects at a point, and that is not sufficient. An arrow between 2 cells points to the smaller digit, so this square can't be a 1 because this needs to be smaller. Indeed, this square can't be a 9. And that's all the rules. So we've got to build these islands somehow. And yeah, that's our job. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I really approve, by the way, of the way that the title is written here. EnTropic Islands, because I think it's trying to make you think of the word tropical, and of that I approve, especially as the weather is somehow turning colder now in the UK. It looks like the most constraints are going to be up here, doesn't it? Because we've got loads of circles, and yeah. Well, I think we just know what that is, don't we? Let me just mull that over for a moment. Yeah, we do just know what that is, because if that wasn't a 1, then we're going to bump into another circle. And that's a paradox, because the circle is meant to say the size of the entropy island. So if these were of the same entropy, let's make them green. Let's say they were the same entropy. Then they've got the same size island, however big that is, and they would have the same digit in them, therefore, and that would be not allowed in this box. So this must be in its own on its own entropy island, and therefore it's just got we just put a 1 in the corner. We don't get a 3 in the corner, but we do get a 1 in the corner. And now neither of these squares can be the low entropy. So neither of these can be 2 or 3. Now, I was going to say, well, no, we've got a problem. So one of these is high. I was about to say you can't have one of these as high, because I couldn't. Well, I find it difficult to believe that any of these are going to be high entropy, because of the problem I could immediately see in the central box with making. I'm not sure actually, but anyway, this one is not a 1, 2, or a 3, so it's at least a 4, and it must get out. So those 2 squares are in the same entropy bucket. And again, though, this one has to not be purple now, because otherwise these 2 digits would be the same. And we know it's not green, so that one needs its own colour. We'll make it blue. Is that all right? Is this colour all right? We know that this is not from the 1, 2, 3 entropy, so this has got to get out. Now again, if this bumps into blue, if this is blue, then this island, however big it is, has the same number in those two squares. So that's not blue. But we know this is at least a 4, because it can't be from the 1, 2, 3 entropy. This is really clever. This has got to grow, because this is at least a 4. Oh, okay. And now I've got three of purple entropy and 3 of blue entropy in blocks 1. Whatever that is. So those have got to be the green entropies, and therefore they've got to be a 2-3 pair. And the green entropy here has to grow because it's at least a 2 in its circle. This is weird. This is not at all what I thought this puzzle was going to be like. Now, which one of these has to be at least a 7? Because it's got to be high entropy. These can't be the same entropy. What about those? Yes, there's not a general restriction on having 2 circles in a region, because look, if that was part of the same region, those 2 cells don't see one another. So these could have the same digit in them. So that is realistic. We know, actually, hang on, we know this has got to get out, so it's got to come to there. And we know this has got to get out, so it's got to come to here. And that's not in a circle. So we don't necessarily know that this one has to grow. Do we know what colour this is then? I think I just know it's not blue. So that's going to be purple or green. I might be getting stuck now. Let me think about this. How do we know which of these is big? And is this under any sort of pressure? I don't think so. Oh, actually, I've spotted something else. Right, I've got to get my head in the game for this puzzle. This puzzle is all about counting in 3s, isn't it? In the sense that, look, row 2 now has got its quorum of purple digits. So this square can't be purple. So purple either stops or it turns into this. Right, so let's have another look at this. Is there a reason? Ah, of course. Right. This is lovely actually. It's very original. Okay, this is not a possible pattern for purple. Because whatever this digit is, let's imagine this was a 7. If this is a 7, where's 7 in row 2? Well, neither of these could be 7, so that would be 7. But now, those 2 circles should contain the same number, because they're both part of the same entropy book. And that would make this a 7 as well, so you get 2 7s. It doesn't matter what this digit is. It's repeated in those 2 cells by weirdnesses that Paletron has figured out. So this cannot be purple. Now I think that means this can't grow, because it can't come here, we've just proved that, and it can't go there. So I think that's a 4, and that's going to be huge, because that's a 4, by the logic we've just worked out. This is finished. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Let's go to the pen tool and start delineating regions once we've found them. That didn't actually do very much, but I think the exciting thing about this is that this square is now at least a 7. So this has got quite some growing to do, and this square is either blue or green. If it's blue, it's the last blue for its row. I don't know. Oh, these could be the same. Right. So, oh no, hang on. No, no, that doesn't have to grow because it's not in a circle. that has to grow, doesn't it? Because that can't be a 1. So these two are sort of tied together by an indelible ligature. Those two have to be in the same entropy group. I'm not sure whether it's this one now or somehow thinking about this one, because this one has to... This one has to grow. And I feel like it's probably true to say that this one has to end up in box 5 somehow. Because I can't immediately see, I might be wrong about this, but I can't immediately see how it can reach a count of at least 7 by trying to get to box 7, at least not directly. Because it can't just come down like this, because there would be 4 blues in column 2. I mean, yeah, in fact, look, if that's blue, if this is blue... Oh, hang on. I'll tell you another mistake my brain has been making, naughty brain. I've been thinking of these as snakes. And that's nonsense, isn't it? That is absolute nonsense, because... So I was thinking of this, if it came here, then it would have to go there, but it doesn't have to go there. It could go here, because the islands don't have to be snakes. But the fundamental point, I think, is still valid. If we do come here, we can never go any more into any of those squares, can we? Yet we have to reach a count of 7, so one of these would have to be blue, and then we would have to start collecting blues from box 5. But I don't know. This is tricky, actually. I can't see how to force the direction of this. So maybe it is this one. If that one was green, it would be a 2 or a 3, because it's already touching a green. We've reached... Oh, hang on. I've just noticed something else. We've reached a quorum of greens in the top row. So this digit is at least a 4. That might be important. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that is a dreadful pencil mark. But let's do that just to see if we can see what that might mean. Oh, yes, I see what that means. Okay, this can't grow to here, because that would be a 4th green, in effect, in this row. So that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 3. Now, does that mean that can't be a 2? No, it doesn't at all. That could absolutely be a 2. We can delineate that, so that's forced. Hang on. How can that be? How can that be purple? I'm now. This is really interesting. I wasn't going to pay much attention to this, but I'd suddenly noticed that this is forming effectively a line of purple. So, if this is purple, that means this is a 4, 5, or a 6, but it can never go into row 2 of the grid. And it could only ever pick up 3. Well, it can't even pick up 3. It could pick up 2 purples from the top row and no purples after that. So this is not 4, 5, or 6. This is a huge number again. This is a blue number. And it's 7, 8, or 9. Right. So maybe this is where we're meant to look now. How does this get out? Because now I'm seeing that this can't be blue, can it? Well, at least this can't be part of this island, because then they would have the same number in them. And you can't get this island out of box 3 by coming through here. because to get to there you'd have to take 4 blue cells in box 3. So this blue has to come into box 2 somehow. And then it's got to go into another box after that, because it is at least a 7, and it can only pick up a maximum of 6 blues from these 2 boxes. So how do we do this then? So I don't think it can do things like this. Oh no, actually that is true, but I didn't spot how it was, because it could then have done that, but that actually doesn't work in row 3. Okay, well, why don't we ask a different question then? How does this not blue? Let's make that not blue and ask how we get this out, because I don't think we can. Which way are we going to go? I mean, if we go across the top, we can take 3 blues to there, but then this can't go anywhere because that will be a 4th blue in the row. And if we come down here, if we could reach that square, however we do it, we've used 4 blues in box 3. So I think that is blue. So that's 7, 8 or 9. So maybe this is the next question, is it? How is that one not blue? Well, actually, why couldn't we do... Actually, this is a bit more complicated. I don't think we can do this, though, because we'd have to take those 3. That's weird, isn't it? It just doesn't work. Because if this isn't blue, how do you get this into box 5, which you're going to have to do? We can't do that because then this can't move. So we have to do that. But once we've done this, let me show you. Once we've done that, that would then be green. Now this is unavailable now, and this is unavailable, so we're totally stranded. So in fact that is also blue, which is weird. So now that's interesting, because I've got all my blues now in this row. I haven't thought about the inequality. That can't be 7, that can't be 9. So 9 is definitely in one of those squares. Anyway, that doesn't seem to do anything. Let's come back to this. How do we get a handle? Do we have to then... Well, yeah, okay, what we could do now is that is a valid black line, isn't it? This can't move. So now that's got to be blue, that feels like a win. Row 4, column 6 is blue. And we've got one unit of wiggle room in this. Oh, look, no, another thing I've just noticed, that's 3. I've got to count in 3s better, look, because now that and that are valid markings. And okay, how strange. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant setting, because now which way does this go? Well, if it goes that way, it can never meet up here, because we're going to have to introduce a black line there, so it must go that way now. And that has got the 3 blues into row 2, so that and that are forced, that's forced, and now we're actually learning exactly how blue grows. I'm sure there must be a better way of doing this. That's all the blues that we can possibly put into box 3. So now... Well, now we don't know, do we? It either goes that way or that way, and it can... Ah, no, we do know something. We do know something. That's a 7. I'm going to claim. Oh, no, I might be wrong. I am wrong. I'm wrong. Sorry. I'm wrong. Okay, what I was noticing is that when this turns, it goes there or there, and completes the blue for row 4. Now, if it goes here, it can't go down, because that we've already would have had our 3 blues in column 7. So it would be stymied. But if it goes here, I think it might be able to go here. Alright, so maybe we can rule 9 out from this square. Is that true? That feels like it's true. I've got to turn. If I go there, I'm stymied. And this would be 7. And that would be 7. If I go here, I'm almost stymied, except I have that availability to go to here, and I can't go any further because I've had my 3 blues in box 5. So that is either 7 or 8. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that square is purple, because that square sees 3 blues in its column and 3 greens in its row, so that's purple, which is a 5 or a 6. This square is also... No, that's not true. What about that square? No, that square's green. I can do that. That square is genuinely green. Now hang on. Did we know what colour this was, or did I think I didn't resolve that colour, and I resolved it when we did an example over here. So I'm not sure I do know what colour that is. Let's delete that. I don't think I've used it in the meantime. I was so obsessed with blue. But what colour was that then? That was either blue... Oh, hang on. Well, no, that's fine then. No, whatever logic whether I did it by hook or by crook, I can now see that can't be blue, because there have already been 3 blues in row 3, and it can't be purple because that would make this 4 clue incorrect. So that is green, and it can't be a 3, so it is a 2. I definitely haven't thought about this. That's finishing that, and let's come back to this square, which sees 3 blues and 3 purples, so that's a 1 and is green. Okay, so where's the 3rd blue in this? It can't be here. We've got 3 blues in row 3, so that's blue, and therefore that's 5 or 6 and purple, and we can delineate lots of this. Let's do that so we feel like we're making progress. Do we know whether this grows or not? No idea. Do we know? We know neither of those is green now. Okay, that's useful. I'm going to make the dubious allegation that both of these are purple. That might be wrong, but because I know this turns, and when it turns, it's putting a blue in one of these. That's the 3rd blue in row 4. So these are not blue, and they can't be green, otherwise the 2 is wrong. So that's purple. And now my quandary about how this grows is resolved. That's got to grow down there. And, well, this is huge, because the chance of this not being a snake has now evaporated with this being purple. So we have to get out of box 4. We can't take this square, or we're totally stymied, because we can never go here. It'd be a 4th blue in the column. Well, it'd be a 5th blue, actually. So we have to try and escape from the clutches of box 4 as quickly as we can. That's that square, and that square are the same for what that's worth, which is probably nothing, but there's going to come a point where Paletron forces us to do Sudoku. I've no doubt. Now, right, so we've only reached a count of 6, so that's got to be blue. So this is 7, 8 or 9. And that completes... so this is 7. Right, this is brilliant, isn't it? It's absolutely fascinating how this is working, because this now cannot... The only way I thought this could reach a count of 8 is if it did that, which would now connect it to this and make it a ludicrously high or ludicrously large island. And therefore, that is a 7. Which means this is an 8-9 pair. That's not 7. There's a 7 in here, so that's not 7. One of these is blue. So if that was blue, then this couldn't grow, because we'd have had our 3 blues in box 5. So, oh no, these aren't in the same row. I thought that was going to resolve it. So if, I think it's still true to say, if this is blue, this is 7, that would be 7. I don't know, there might be a way of doing something clever. Look, both of these are green. I'm going to put that in simply by looking at this row. We must know what that is. That's purple in the corner. Purple can't be a 3, so we're not getting a 3 in the corner up there at least. Okay, so this digit is not green, because if it's green it's 1, yet it's connected to a region of, it would be a region of size 3, so that's a purple digit. And it's 4, 5 or 6. And oh, I'm so right. I've just had another idea. I'm coming back to this one. That one, maybe this hasn't always been true, but I'm now appreciating it as being true. How does this one get a count of 4, for example? How is that purple? And because of its position within its 3x3 box and the direction in which it has to grow, which is basically eastwards and southwards, it can't get out of its box. It would take too many entropy digits. So let's try and get a 4 here out of its box. Dum dum would be totally forced, and its next digit is impossible, because that's the 3 middle entropy digits already appearing in box 4, so it can't go there, and it can't go there because they've also appeared in column 1. So this is green, which is a 2 or a 3 therefore, which means, well, no, it doesn't mean anything. It definitely means that's green, but we already knew that was green because we knew these were of the same entropy. We can do some more delineating in case that helps us. There we go. And now let's think about this. Oh yeah, we do know what this is, because if that's 3, it has to grow there, and that would be, we've already, I just didn't spot, I've already got 3 greens in this column, so that's going to be a 2. That's a 3 by sort of Sudoku within the entropy unit. And okay, that's a 4, 5 or a 6. So this square has to be purple because it sees 3 greens and 3 blues, so that's purple. This one, I don't know. There's a 1 in one of those 2 squares. Let me just think. I see. Oh yeah, okay, so there's 1 green in one of these and 1 purple. So those are green or purple. Let's put that in. That's definitely purple. This one we don't know how it grows. We can do more delineating there. Okay. Right, I'm starting to appreciate something now. In fact, I'm going to check that one in a minute, because I think that if you've got a circle in the top, in the corner of a 3x3 box, that can only grow in a couple of directions, sort of in the directions of where the space is in the box. This can't be blue, can it? Because how would we get it out? It can only grow this way and this way. So if I take those three, it can't take this one. And obviously if it goes downwards, it can't get out. So there's simply no way to get this particular circle to collect digits from, say, this box. Now, that wouldn't have been true if this had been blue. Then we could have come up potentially, maybe. I'm not even sure that's true in this particular configuration, but definitely that cannot be blue. So that has to be purple, because it can't be green. So this is 4, 5 or 6, and it's picking up at least 1 from box 4, but maybe 2 if that's purple. Bobbins, I can't quite see what I meant to do with that. Yeah, I'm going to check this one though. Yeah, okay. So I think if you did a few of these puzzles, you would start to appreciate that if there's a circle in an actual corner, not just of a 3x3 box, but of the puzzle, that has to be low entropy. Because it's for the same reason this couldn't be high entropy. If that's anything other than 1, 2 or 3, it cannot get out of its box. So that is 1, 2 or 3. Oh dear. Okay, so we're, unfortunately though, I think we're now reaching the point where it's getting a lot harder. These two circles can't be blue circles, so they are either green circles or purple circles. This is also green or purple by dint of it seeing lots of blues. This one, well, we know this one can be blue if the blue moves in here. I hesitate to say whether it can be anything else. Oh my goodness, I've just done a Sudoku. 37 minutes into the puzzle, I've done Sudoku. Where's 1 in box 5? Boom, boom. I think it has to go there. That's an unexpected bonus. I mean, it is outrageous when I'm made to do Sudoku in these Sudoku puzzles, especially so early on. Can that be a 1? Then it would be ring fenced off. The blue would go this way. That couldn't be green. If this is 1. I'm not sure. Maybe it can be, maybe it can't. I don't think I know. Alright, so perhaps I've got to actually do some Sudoku. Yeah, look at this. 2s and 3s are down here. Yeah, that's just 3 in the middle box is not great actually. 2 in the middle box, not great either. That cell is not, that's not, oh yeah, okay, so these are from green and purple. So, okay, so this one is getting 1 purple from immediately, just from its neighbour, because one of these is purple. But it can only get 1 purple from here. Right. Let me just think about that for a minute. So this one, it picks up a purple from its neighbour. It then descends somehow into this one of exactly one of these 3 cells, because when it comes down, which it can, I think it can come down in all positions. I'm not sure about that, but I think it can. Well, no, actually, it can't come down from here. Because what I'm seeing is that when it does come down, that would be the only purple it's allowed to take in this row. So at this point, it would have a count of 3. So it needs to still grow, which means it's got to come down again. In other words, there is a vertical line of 3 purples in one, either there, there, or there, for certain. Now you can see it's not here, actually, because that's going to break this column. So this square cannot be the square through which this gets into row 5. So that is not purple. Right, so that square is green, because that square is also not blue, because remember, blue is turning. So that's right, this is huge. Well, not huge, but it's something, because that square is not able to be blue and it's not able to be purple. So it is green, and that's a 1, 2, 3 green. So that square is now purple. So that square's a 1. Oh, so this can't be a 1. You can't put 1 in the circle here because it's not able to be a 1 now by Sudoku. That could very much be a 1. Right, so purple has to get down here. So that's the purple. That's the final purple in this row. So that's not 1. That's 4, 5, or 6. That square is not purple. Well, but this one can be blue again. Bobbins. Well, this square is purple because purple has to grow. No, yes, yeah, what colour's that? What colour's this square? That square sees 3 greens and 3 blues, so that's purple. So this is not 4 anymore because we've already got 5 cells in... no, that's as many as we're going to get, actually. Because how could we grow this little congregation of this tropical island we've just discovered as this U pentomino? How are we going to grow it? Now, it can't grow here because there's already... Well, look, we've had the 3 thingies in box 6, so it just can't grow. So that's a 5, which means that's a 6, that's a 5, that's a 6, that's a 4, that's a 5. Oh, is that true? I feel like it is, yeah. I've got to put a 5 in one of those. That's a 5. So this is a 4, 6 pair. This square is now definitely blue because it sees the other. In fact, all of these are blue. Why don't we just do that the simple way? We've got 3 purples and 3 greens in column 9. So all of those are blue. And that's not a 2. Oh, but hang on. What, we know, where's 1? We know that's a 1 now, actually. So this isn't a 1. So, right, that square can't be green. That's a huge deduction, actually. If that was green, how would it reach a count of 3? It can't do it, because it would have to grow down, and that would make it a count of 4. And it can't, if it's green, it has to be 3. So it's not green and it's not purple. So that's blue. And if that's blue, didn't we say that that's, yeah, I mean, yeah, it can't grow. It can't go there and it can't go there anymore. So that is 7. Oh, which you already knew because we knew it couldn't go there. But now we've actually found. Well, now not only have we found that it's 7, but we know that that cell is a 7. Because that's also defining the size of this region. Now this square is now a 3 and is green. Just to complete this row, these are not 3. I think it would be incredibly easy to miss all sorts of things in this puzzle. That is now green and that's a 2. Because it can't be blue and it can't be purple. So that's green, that square is now purple and that's not a 2. Let's put that in. That's 4, 5, or 6, not 6. Not 5 either. That's a naked single. We get a 4 in the middle of the grid out of absolutely nowhere. There's got to be a 4 somewhere down here. I can see that by Sudoku, but I don't think we know where it goes. Do we... Well, we know that is blue, because it can't be... Not blue, sorry, it's green. It can't be any other colour. It can't be blue, it can't be purple. So that's green, and it's 3. So this is 8 or 9. That's 8 or 9. Both of these are blue. And... Okay. What, if anything, does that mean? That's not 7. There's a 7 in... Okay, yeah. There's a 7 by Sudoku, look. In one of these 3 squares. So that's not a 7. It might be doing something like that, but I can't immediately... I'm not certain. Oh, I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do this, because that will make me feel better about life. There we go, there we go. Oops, there we go. There we go. That's true. We don't know, I don't think we know much about how this is all being delineated, but we can do a little bit. We don't know what this is yet, do we? Can it still come there with a blue? Oh, it could. If that's a 7, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is of size 7 at the moment. If it did take that square, then it would be a size 8. And it couldn't take any, so it would have to, the only way it can reach size 9 is to take this square. But that, unfortunately, looks possible at the moment. Not sure, but there might well be a reason that's not possible, but I can't see what it is. This square... Oh, no. Well, it's true to say this can't be green, because it sees 1, 2, and 3 by Sudoku. So it's either purple or blue. Now, can it really be purple? Maybe? I'm not sure. Ah, look at the bottom of column 7. That's all purple. That feels interesting. Why is that doing something? Does that mean it's... Well... Hang on. I feel that's doing something to these. Although... Let me think about this. So these two can't both be purple now, because if they were both purple, they're part of the same island and they would have the same number in them. So... if one of them's purple, the other would be green, and it would be 2 or 3. Yeah, look, if we look at the Sudoku, there is a 3 down here as well. Actually, no, there is also a 4 down here I've just seen. So maybe I've got to think more about Sudoku. Let me think about that for a moment. Naughty old Sudoku playing its tricks on me. Not sure. I don't know quite what to do. There's no circles down here apart from... Oh, well, okay, that's a circle. So that's got to grow a bit. So that's got to... I don't think we know what digit this is. I think it, but well, apart from it's 1, 2, or 3. Do I know whether this is... If this is 3, that's then green. That would be blue, but there's no restriction on blue here. In fact, this island is always going to be of size 5 for blue, depending on which one of these is blue. Okay, so we've got to think about something else. sorry, I don't know what that is, as you probably gather. Okay, let me think about this. Do we know what that is? I don't think we do. How does this one? We know that these squares, if that's quite interesting. Well, the thing I can see that is very forcing is if this is purple. If this is purple, it's the last purple in its column, and it puts 3 greens at the bottom of the grid, and that would be green. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That would have to be a 4, and it would have to be exactly that shape. But that's if this is purple. If this is green, well, actually, this is interesting, actually, because this one's entropy. It's tricky. It's tricky because it's in this top left-hand position in its box. So whatever it gets, it's got to get it from these squares. That's fairly clear to me, at least. Now, the problem is, if this is green, let's just visualize this formally. If that's green, the three purples in this box now are here, this cell, one of these 2 cells, and one of those 3 cells, because there's 1 purple left for this column. So this is a 4. This is always a 4. You can't, because in this example you just can't reach a higher count, because there's the 3. You can't get out of this box, is the point. Either this is a wall of green, so we can't get out of the box, or it's the 3rd purple in the box. There's a purple here. There's 2 purples in that sequence, so you can never come into this column to gather extra purples. So this is 4. This is not 4. Now, I wanted to say that's purple, but that might not be true. I think it has to be, though, doesn't it? If this is purple and that's green, then we've reached a count of 3. This is a wall of green here, but we haven't reached our count, so we have to connect this one up as purple. And if, on the other hand, we do it the other way round, where this one is green, if this is green, how do we get to a count of 4? We can take one of these squares, but if we hide the purple in this column in the corner, we can't connect it to these 2 squares. It just won't connect, so that's always purple, which means the corner square is always blue. We don't know what order these are in, so let's replace. Hang on, let me just get this colouring right. One of these is green, isn't it? And one of these is purple, but we don't know which. We know this is 4. We know this is 5 or 6. This is not 4. This in the corner is 7 or 8, actually. I have got a corner mark 9 at the top. This square well, yeah, this square's green, in fact. Because either this is purple, in which case all of these are green, or this is green, and in order to reach a count of 4, one of these needs to be purple. This has got complicated all of a sudden, but that is always green. Ah, green, thank you. So that's green and is 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so in the bottom row now I have got 3 greens, so that one is definitely not green. That's purple and it can't be 3 therefore. So this is 4, 5, or 6 connecting to these. So that, right, so this one is green because these can't both be purple, so that is green. So this one is not 4, and this one is 2 or 3, and that one can't be green because that's going to be a 5 tropical island. So that one is not green and it's not blue, so that one is purple. Wait, oh, this is good. This is good. So that's a 4, 5, 6 triple in this box. So that one is now, let me just double check this. That does see 1, 2, and 3. So that can't be green. It can't be purple. That is blue. Now, didn't that adjust the size of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's not 7 anymore. Right, so that's 7 in box 1 by Sudoku. That is a 7 in that corner by Sudoku. That's a 7. That's not 7. That's 7 by Sudoku. I don't know how these 8s and 9s are going to get resolved, but that's a second order problem. This is 7, 8, or 9. Oh, no, it's not. It's 7. There's an 8, 9 pair in that box already. So how many 7s have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be 2 more 7s to find. There's one in one of those 2 squares. Oh, and one in one of those 2 squares. That's not resolved. Bother. Do we know what colour this is? That's a 2. That's a green 2. Right, delineation time. Let's do the delineation. Hang on. Oh, yeah, this is good. Okay, look at this number. That's not available to be green because 1, 2, and 3 have appeared. So this one has to grow downwards to get its count. And that's as far as it can grow because it can't come into this column. So that's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's not a 3. That's not a 2. This is the extent of this one's region. This one can't grow to the right because it's had all of its purples in box 9. So it's whether this one can go here. That's the question. I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I think if it does go here, it can't go any further. So I think this probably can't be 6 anymore. Because if it goes here, it can't go there. That would be a 4th purple in its row. And it can't go here. That would be a 4th purple in its column. So this is 4 or 5 only. Oh, sorry. Look, the Sudoku. Sudoku, of course, comes to our rescue. That's 4. That's huge. Ah, now what am I doing? I can't take 4 out of all the squares. But what we can do is say this is of size 4. So that's finished. We can take 4 out of that square. I can't take it out of these 2 as well. That would simply be stupid. That's not purple. And it's not green in the bottom row. So that's blue. And that's 8 or 9, which makes a pair. These are one of each, but we don't know what this is. So this is blue or green. This is blue or purple. Blue or purple. Oh, this is getting tricky. Oh, look, that's not 4 by Sudoku, so that we get the 4 in box 9. Yeah, I suspect there's more Sudoku available to us at this juncture. Let's think. How do we do this? Oh, Actually, here's a tiny point that's probably worth making. That can't be a 1, look. Because if it's a 1, where do 2 and 3 go in box 7? They've got to be there, thereby immediately proving the 1 false, because it would be in an entropic island of size 3. So that's not 1, which means that's 1 in the bottom row. I mean, this... Well, yeah, okay, this is still good, because that can't be green, because we've had all our greens in the bottom row, so this has to grow upwards, and it does have to grow. So that square is 1 or 2, I want to say. Can't be 3. Let's do some delineating. That's certainly true. Oh no, I'm struggling now. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing what I have to do. What about... Where is the weak point now? Is it going to be... It's probably this 4, isn't it, somehow? I think I know one of these is purple. But I don't think I know... Oh, 6 here. Look, there's something going on there. So that's 5. That's 6. Don't tell me that does nothing. You're going to tell me that, aren't you? You rotten puzzle. Can that be 5? Yes, I think so. Bother. Can that be... Ah, there you go. That square sees 4, 5 and 6. So that square can't be purple. So that's got to be a 1, which means this is purple. Oh, look, this is doing things. That's 6, that's 5. That's 6, that's 5. That's 4 and purple. This 4 hasn't reached its size, so that's got to be purple. So the 3 in this column now, let me just double check this. 3, 3. That can't be 3. So 3 goes there, which means that's got to be... this has got to be how the green grows. And the green grows into a column that's already got a 2 in it. So that's all forced. We can delineate this one. This one down here now is of size 2, so we can... Oh, hang on, we've got to be careful. I think we're going to get a U pentomino, because that's got to be green now. And that's therefore blue. So this one is 8 or 9. This one is 2. That one is 3. This is not... this is a 1 by Sudoku. So this one now... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 can't grow. So that is 8 in that circle. That's 9, and that's going to do my 8s and 9s, I think. 9, 8, 9, 8. 9, 9, 8. Don't stop now. Ah! How do we get over there? I don't know yet, but look, we can do some more. We can do some more fencing off over on this side of the grid, where we have earned ourselves the right to call this square a 5. So that's a 6, that's a 5. That can't be purple anymore, so that's got to be blue, which is... Oh, look, there's all sorts of Sudoku I've been neglecting. That's fine. That's fine. You wouldn't expect anything else. This square is not able to be blue now, so that seems to have to be purple, and therefore 5. So this square is an 8 or a 9, and you can see it can't be 8, so that's got to be 9, 9, 8, 9, 8. 3, 2 over there. Let's colour these in. We need a green there. We need a blue there. So that's a 6 purple. This row's not got a 9 in it, which is blue. And that square's got to be an 8. And suddenly the puzzle has filled itself in. Very good puzzle. A very good puzzle, actually. Ridiculously clever puzzle. Let me just Oh, look at all these little islands. We've got sort of a positive, an Aegean Sea full of tiny islands down here. Let me just, I'm just going to count some of these circles as well, because I don't really trust myself to have just done that properly. Oh, and look at that. That's poor delineation in the bottom of the grid. Poor delineation there. There's going to be somewhere where I haven't delineated it, and it's going to annoy people like nothing else, even if this is correct. I can't see where that's going to be. Right, that is a 2 island. That is a 4 island. That is an 8 island. That is a 4 island. That's a 2 island. 3 island. 2, 4, 2, 7. Ooh, yes. 5. That looks okay. Let's see if it says it's right. Yes. Wow, that's a brilliant puzzle. That's a quite brilliant puzzle. I mean, it doesn't seem remotely possible that you could build a puzzle like that. There's no given digits, is there? There's no given digits. It's just some circles. I don't know quite how many, but it didn't feel like there were too many circles. So literally, circles indicate the size of the entropy island and an inequality, and that is it. It's stunning setting, and it was very enjoyable to solve as well. Really, really interesting. In many places, too many probably to mention. I loved the fact that there are some blue circles, because it feels sort of magical that you can build these things. I also suspect that there are some simple ideas around cells like these two and this one. You know, cells that are in the top corner of their 3x3 boxes and are forced to grow out into the box. That maybe if I'd understood those better, I could have solved it a bit more quickly. But it's fascinating puzzle. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.